Hey guys, this is Paige Craig from Maryville, Tennessee, and we are so fired up with you or for you to share our hearts with you today about something that two of my teammates have just had an amazing experience at the corporate office. They were personally invited to attend a business and leadership training at the Advocare corporate headquarters. Distributors at the silver, gold, and any above that leadership level are eligible for this event. And so tonight on this call, we want to lay out for you how you can earn this trip yourself, what the criteria is for that, how you can start to track this, and how explosive this could be for your business. So I want to take you back. This April, I have been doing Advocare for almost 4 years. Now, keep in mind, part of my story was I was just a hobbyist, loving on products for about a year. And when my journey changed with my life, I found out I was having a child. That's when I really became intentional with building a business. And I had been very intentional with doing Advocare for about 9 months, met the criteria for No Limits, and got that invite. And let me tell you how special that was. My husband has not been involved in this business with me for the past 4 years. He's very supportive and loves products. But at that point, when I had received that invite, he wasn't even using products. There was a lot of scar tissue from some past experiences in his family with direct sales. And so for me to earn an all-expense paid trip to the corporate office where they fly not only me, but him as well out there to see the facilities, to get to meet the scientists, to get to see how the products are formulated, to see the dedication the corporate staff has to actually training up each and every distributor and how much they truly care. They truly roll out the red carpet and treat you like royalty. So your airfare is covered, your hotel, your food. They even pick a chauffeur up to pick you up at the airport. And so there's not one page left unturned. There's not one detail left undone. And so I want to lay out this criteria. I have two very special girls that have just earned this trip that are going to speak on the call. I'm so excited for you to hear from them. And then I'm going to come back on the call and close this down with some things that we have created and our fearless leader, Lois Gregory, created to help you track this. So I hope you have some something to journal this, because I'm going to lay it out for you. Now, you can find this information on your microsite. If you go to Learn, which is next to Shop, and then go to Corporate Training, you can see the criteria for each corporate event and how you can meet that criteria. But in order for you to earn No Limits, of course, you have to be a fully qualified advisor. You have to average $1,000 in personal group volume. That's otherwise known as PGV, each pay period. And guys, this criteria is over the course of a 6-week time frame. You have to have $125 in overrides consistently every single pay period. You have to have 1 star leg each pay period and 3 contributing legs per pay period. You yourself have to have 3 new frontline recruits. And of course, you can have never attended a No Limits corporate training. You have to have been a fully qualified advisor for the last 60 months, and you have to be registered for the National Success School. And guys, I will tell you, that goes for saying across every single corporate training. That is the first thing they look at, is to see if you are registered for National Success School, because they want to see your level of commitment. Before they are going to invest in you and pour into you, they need to know that you are invested in Advocare. So I cannot wait for you to hear from these two amazing leaders. And let me just brag on them, because these two girls have huge purpose. They have a grit, they have a desire to change the circumstances for their family, and they are dedicated to the people they are serving. But I can tell you, as their leader, they didn't wait on me to pick up the phone and say, how can I help you, or what are we doing next? They took action into their own hands. They began leading their own mixers. They began doing their own basic trainings. They got in their car and put miles on their car to get in front of people in other people's living rooms. And it goes without saying, corporate took notice of that. So I can tell you that if you meet the criteria for this, corporate sits around a table and they hand select each distributorship that's going to attend. So I'm so excited for you. My first girl speaking on the call is Marcy Harrison. She is just an amazing leader. So Marcy, if you're out there, come on through and train these guys up and tell them what this experience meant to you.
Hey guys, this makes me very nervous. I'm not comfortable doing this, but I'm so excited. So guys, whatever it is that you need to do to follow the criteria that Paige has laid out for you, this experience was absolutely incredible for my husband and I both. When Paige tells you that they roll the red carpet out, she means that beyond belief. I cannot begin to express how cool that was. And you are meeting leaders from across the country, people that have the same desire to change things around the world, just like you do, in your own community. I'm just going to touch on a few things that spoke to Scott and I tremendously. When we started this, much like most of you did, we came on board for product alone. We were not looking for a business. I was very rude to Paige. The fact that things have changed so much for us is incredible. So a lot of things Rick Lloyd talked about were this being a calling, because it really, really is, because the products are incredible. You have your hands on something that can impact your community, that can impact the lives around you so much more than you have any desire. I mean, not desire, but you just can't believe how much it can change things for your family and for other people. When you start working on yourself and you work harder on that than anybody else, the surroundings and the things around you benefit from that greatly. And Rick stressed a lot about the fact that this is not a job, this is a calling. And I truly believe that inside my heart, because I said no to this over and over and over again, and God would just continually tell me that's not the case. Help the people that are around you. Truly become a servant leader. That they pushed on that so much. And when you lead from the front, and we have watched Paige, she has modeled that incredibly. So I have tried very hard to be me, but to follow the leaders and the examples that Paige and Lois have set forth. And like Paige said, just being a steward and being a servant leader, corporate showed that from the ground up. They really took such good care of us, and it was unbelievable to show. One of the things that spoke big time to me, we were taught that we're fighting for families, and when you realize that's really what this is about, the community and the things that you're touching people's lives. When you take a young mother and you educate her on nutrition and you help her change the nutritional landscape of her household, that affects her household. That changes things in her children's lives for their futures. That is so big. We don't even realize how many things, the domino effect that helps. You hear so many people talk about how much this has changed their life and then their families' lives. And that fires me up when you get on a call and you hear somebody tell you that their family feels better, they're enjoying sitting around their kitchen table, and you realize all that, then that just fires me up, and that wants me to help more teammates and help more people. So when you begin to do that, you realize that you do have a team that's growing, and get out there and be a promise keeper. Do what you tell people you're going to do. One of the things that they talked about a lot at corporate, and this spoke to me as well because I'm a chatty Kathy, and I know Leanne and Paige are laughing because Paige has had to tell me to shh, be quiet and stop a lot. So through that process, learn, that talkers build tension and listeners build trust. So as you're building your business and you're getting in there and you're learning through this community, sit down and be quiet and listen to the people that you're talking to, because you have a product that will help them. You have things that will change their lives in ways they have not even begun to understand yet. But when you're talking, like we tend to do, like I like to do, through the vehicle of Advocare, because you get so fired up and excited about it. But you need to sit back and pull yourself back a little bit and listen to their hearts. Listen to where you can help them, where you can feel a need for them, whether it is with product, whether it's nutrition or finances. Just be quiet. Ron Reynolds said something that was important for all of us, because you're giving the best of you to the people that don't affect your life inside your home. So be quiet and be there for those people. But wherever you are, be there. So if you're at work, be at work. Give everything you have to that workplace. When you're home, be at home. Give everything you have to those people. But if you're talking Advocare with people, that's incredible. But be there. Be present in the conversation. Don't automatically jump ahead to what you're thinking in your mind you can do for them. Just take a second and sit back and listen to what they need from you. That can be tons of other things. Lois has told us many, many times customer service, and that can merely just mean sitting back and listening. Just be where you are. Be present in your circumstances. That was huge for me. There's so many things, guys, that we could go on and on. I could talk forever, and that's part of the Chatty Cathy, learning to be quiet. But like I said, we are fighting for families through this experience. Do what you need to do to get to No Limits. It is an emotional experience. It is a learning experience that will blow your mind. My husband isn't on the call, but I can tell you, just like Paige said, Scott was supporting me in the business. But when your spouse can get to an event like that with you, see how corporate pours into you, and see what you've done to really understand that you have worked hard. This business is not easy. It will never be easy, but it will always be worth it. When you get in a room full of people and you see how much their lives have been impacted, and you realize it's not just inside your four walls, it's explosive what this can be to change our world, literally. But Scott took away from that how to be a better dad, how to get involved more, and how to be a supportive spouse for me and to help me through the process. And it helps your spouse to see their place and see what role they can take in this. Guys, get to No Limits. It's beyond incredible. I can't wait to get out and serve my team more and help them more. Leanne has incredible things to train you on, so I'm going to turn it over to Leanne and let her do her thing, girl.
Hey guys, Leanne Triplett coming to you from Buford, Georgia. I am so excited after our experience at No Limits. Marcy did a great job of just relaying the excitement, just the awe that we were in of all the things that we saw, and just the exposure to seeing all the behind the scenes aspects of corporate and just the workings of our company, and just really getting to hear from those corporate staff, because you know what, they're not just robots behind a computer. They're not. They are just real people who are so invested in our company, but also in us as distributors. One of the things that really stood out to me was having a chance to talk to Ron Reynolds. And Ron Reynolds, we had the privilege of having him present our gold pins in person in front of the rest of the No Limits crowds. Of course, that was a very special moment, but getting to talk with him, share with him a little bit about our story, and just the way that our Advocare journey has unfolded. When I introduced myself to him, he looked directly at my name tag and he said, "Leanne Triplett." He said, "I know that name." And I said, "Well, Mr. Reynolds, you've been sending me a lot of emails lately." And so for those of you that don't know, whenever you qualify for a PIN, whenever you meet that qualification, you get an email from Ron Reynolds congratulating you. And then the following pay period, if you hit that PIN, you get another congratulatory email. And if you don't hit that PIN, then you get a consolation email. And so as my journeys unfolded, I qualified for gold 4 times before I hit that PIN. And so I got lots of consolation emails from Ron Reynolds, and something very neat about that he shared with me. He said, a lot of people think that those emails are just computer generated, that they're just blasted out to everyone. He said, but that's not the case. He said, I sit down and I type each of those messages to each of those distributors because it's important. It's important for people to know that they're valued, and we don't just take time to celebrate those that meet their mark or hit their goal, we also feel that it's important to invest in those that are putting in the work but may have fallen short. He said, I've got to hurry off that afternoon because he needed to finish his emails for that pay period. And I thought, man, the fact that he sits down and types those emails to each one of us specifically, again, just speaks to what this company is about and their level of commitment to helping us be successful as distributors. So just to share with you a little bit more about our experience. So my husband, Stephen, kind of like Paige and Marcy's husbands, has been somewhat supportive since we got started 2 years ago. He's been very much in support of my pursuing the Advocare opportunity, and he's supportive in the sense that he takes care of our son and makes arrangements for me to travel. Whatever it is that I need, he's very supportive, even though he might not be on the front line, we would say, in terms of recruiting and doing phone calls and things of that nature. But just the fact that we were invited just spoke volumes to him. I think that it helped him to see just our success, what we have worked on, and how successful we have been able to be, that we were invited and selected to be part of this. But it also just helped him, as Paige mentioned or Marcy mentioned, this wasn't just, rah, rah, yay, Advocare. It really, they spent a lot of time on leadership and helping us with, relationships and things like that. So many applicable things, not just in the world of Advocare, but in the world of regular jobs and leadership and just becoming a better person. We often hear in Advocare, work on yourself first. And that is very much was echoed throughout the weekend at No Limits. Something very specific that Stephen took away was the numbers. They did a segment on knowing your numbers and really just helped us with sort of tracking and looking at our numbers in terms of PGV and recruits and overrides. And that just totally speaks Stephen's language because he is a vice president of a company, and so numbers and margins and growth is what he does all day. And so it really was a great chance for him to see where we were, but also to help me with my goals, because I'm the teacher, I'm the people person, but I don't know anything when it comes to tracking numbers. But now he is so excited to be part of the executive table of our business, to help me in that aspect, to see those numbers, to understand, to set goals, and then that way when he is babysitting Hudson or covering for me as on mommy duty when I'm running out to do a mixer, he knows what it is that I'm fighting for. He knows what that goal is that we're working for. And so just knowing that he's invested and that he's part of this with me was just a huge takeaway for us as a couple and in terms of our Advocare business. So let me do my little quick training nugget, because one of the things that I loved was when Rick Lloyd talked about the mindset of a leader. So if you've got your journal in front of you, I want you to title this page, Mindset of a Leader. And there's 4 key things that I'm going to hit on. So the first thing is serving others. And under serving others, I want you to write this note: help them achieve a win that matters to them. So one of the most attractive leadership traits that we can possess is the ability to serve others, to put others' needs above our own, and to act in complete service to others. Giving up time and energy. Like Paige said, sometimes being a leader and serving others is not convenient. Sometimes it means you've got to get in your car and you've got to make a long trip, or you've got to sacrifice plans that you might have had to be able to support someone on a call. But those are all things that as a leader you've really got to be prepared to do, is to serve your team. All right, so number 2 under mindset of a leader is maintenance versus growth. Maintenance versus growth. And this was really key, because what they said about maintenance is that it is the biggest threat to success. Because when we get in a mindset of maintenance, then we feel like once we've achieved a certain level, we just stay there. And we don't continue to stretch, and we don't continue to grow, and we don't continue to set new goals for ourselves. And here is a great nugget for you on goals. This was definitely hit home for me personally. Goals are not an option. They are a responsibility.
Write that one down and put it on your mirror, because that is crucial in life as well as in AdvoCare. If we don't set goals for ourselves, we are being irresponsible. If we don't have goals as parents, if we don't have goals as husbands and wives for each other, then we're being irresponsible. We're saying we're not going to have an accountability for what we want. And so that is really, really important. Okay, so number 3 under Mindset of a Leader, role modeling. In teaching, this is obviously something that's very important in the classroom, but so very important in AdvoCare as well. Role modeling what you want your team to do, showing them how to do it, walking step for step with them as they're learning and as they're growing. The speed of the leader determines the speed of the team. One of the other corporate staff members gave this analogy. She said, if you had an entire organization of yous, if everyone in your downline did and said and acted exactly like you do, what would your organization look like? And that's a great gut check moment, just to think, man, am I doing everything that I want my team to do? If I want my team to be putting me on a 3-way call, am I doing 3-way calls? If I want my team to be inviting people to mixers, am I actively inviting people to mixers? If I want my team to be bringing people to big events and rearranging their calendar to be there, am I doing that as well? So that's a great, great important part of being a leader, is role modeling. And the last thing, and this kind of goes along with what I already said about goals, but number 4 is a clear goal and a plan. You need a rock-solid goal and plan to help you as you want to grow as a leader. And so again, that's where Stephen is just fired up to be part of our business, to help me with that goal-setting piece and helping me to grow my business. But again, I wish that I could just bottle up the energy of No Limits and present it for you. It's sort of like Success School, you know, where you can't experience Success School through a call or through talking to someone. You have to be there yourself. And No Limits was certainly that kind of experience. And if you have your sights set high in this business, then please track it. Do everything that you can to get in that room, because it is absolutely worth it. To get to be there and just be part of that community. I think Marcy mentioned just the people that we met from all across the country who are moms and dads and people who are just doing exactly what we're doing and facing the same struggles we are and celebrating the same successes that we have. And so that piece of it was just also of amazing value. So thank you guys so much for listening in. I'm going to pass it back over to Paige, and she's going to share some tools with you that are really going to help you with some of the things that we've talked about tonight. So thanks so much, guys.
Wow, I have about a page of notes, guys. I am fired up. I wish I could go out and earn No Limits again. What an amazing training you just got from 2 rock star women on our team. So let's just recap this. Be a good listener. Serve others. What's your mindset? If it stinks, change it. Work on you. Set goals. Role model that for other people and make a plan. I want to leave you with a quote, and then I'm going to tell you about the tools that we have for you. But Denzel Washington says, "Dreams without goals remain dreams and fuel disappointment. Goals cannot be achieved without discipline and consistency." Guys, without knowing your numbers, without tracking your progress, without measuring your growth, you're never going to know. You're just working blindly in each pay period. So there's so many resources out there for you to map out your pay period and kind of know what you're working for, but we want to put up something more specific. Our fearless leader created these boards that's called What We Measure Grows, and it tracks your PGV, it tracks your recruits, it tracks advisors, your star legs. So Leanne and Stephen have done a great job to come up with a sheet that is an Excel spreadsheet, so you can actually type the numbers in. If you have some sort of calculation formula on your computer, you know how to do that, then you can really track your progress. if you are old-fashioned, like a lot of the teachers out there, or like me, you actually like to go and write it in, then the spreadsheet that Lois created is great. She went and had hers printed out on foam board at Staples. You don't have to do that. You can just print it out on computer paper and each pay period write it in. But knowing what your progress is and actually measuring that is going to know where you need to actually work. And guys, we're on a mission. We are on a mission to help other families get to know limits, because this will raise the lid and it will blow your belief through the roof. Not only yours, but your entire family's. You have a clear and defined purpose coming back from that, because just like Leanne said, you know what you're fighting for. You have seen everything from behind the scenes, and corporate pours into you like you could not even imagine. So thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to us. We hope that you got something out of this that is going to get you to No Limits. We hope you guys have a great day. Peace.